Hi there. I'm Debbie Donaldson. I'm a realtor in McDonough, Georgia, but I haven't always been. A friend of mine reached out and asked me to do a presentation to her group. She is in Las Vegas, where I lived for 20 years. And I'm just going to share with you here, take myself off of full screen and share with you the presentation that I shared with her group last week. And the idea is fear or faith, the 20 actions to build a better future. These 20 actions and ideas came from multiple people in my life. I post a daily gratitude video on my real estate page, Debbie Donaldson Realtor. And I invite you to follow me on that page where you find a little bit of help, a little bit of hope, and homes. So, just to tell you where I am, where McDonough, Georgia is over here, all the way on the other side of the United States from Las Vegas, which is where I was before. And McDonough, in relation to Atlanta, Georgia, is down here in the south. We are in what is considered in this area here the Southern Belt or the Southern Crescent, actually. So, about me, I'm a daughter, sister, wife, mother, aunt, grandmother, friend, author, realtor, dreamer, champion of hope, and a joyful child of faith. The book that I wrote is Superpowers Activated. And um, since today, everyone in the world is in a battle with this sneaky, invisible enemy that seems to mildly inconvenience some, not affect some at all, and it's still deadly to others. This enemy has created division, it's created unity, it's inspired faith, it's wreaked havoc and caused fear. In the book that I wrote a few years ago, I described the actions that turn our personal strengths into superpowers. And today on this video, I'm going to share the 20 action ideas we can take today, right now, today, to enhance our individual and community strengths for building a better future. The first thing I want to talk about, though, is embracing fear, not ignoring it, not pushing it aside, and not being controlled by it. For me, I have a choice. I can either fight fear, I can flee from fear, I can become frozen by fear, or I can have faith and take action in spite of fear. And so for the faith part, what that means for me is belief in the unproven, which is really hard sometimes. Faith means being intentional versus reactive. And faith for me means sharing that journey. And I would encourage you to share yours too. Now, with I thought they were going to come up one at a time. Let's see if no, sorry, my keyboard is acting up. It's not, it's obviously operator error. So the 20 intentional actions, you're going to get these like a fire hose then, all 10 at once, the first 10 at once. The first thing I recommend is to willingly, mark the word, willingly participate in the fight by following health department and government safety guidelines. I just want to say I see a lot of interaction about this on social media, in the news, and that's my number one action that I decided to take in early March when I learned and believed the seriousness of this virus. The second action is to meditate or pray every morning, every morning. Now, some people say, make it an hour, make it 30 minutes, make it 20 minutes, make it 15 minutes. For me, it's whatever time that I can fit in. And my desired time is 20 minutes. But if it's only a minute, If it's only 5 minutes, I take that time. I take that time to myself and focus on, for me, I focus during that time on what I'm grateful for. And I've heard that by doing this, you create your own miracle morning. So have a miracle morning. The third thing is be grateful. And like I said, I focus on that in my meditation, but take it a step farther and show gratitude. There are people who are doing their jobs and they're afraid. They're doing their jobs and they're not respected. So I think we perpetuate goodwill by showing our gratitude. Number four is eat well on a schedule. And frankly, I've eaten a little too much on my schedule, but eat well on a schedule. Nutrition is very important to our immune systems. Sleep on a schedule. 7 to 8 hours a night are recommended by health professionals, and sleeping on that schedule helps really combat the combat depression and the slowdown of our immune system. Exercise daily. Another thing I have not done enough of, one of the things when I was battling cancer, my doctor wanted me, no matter what, to walk every day. Didn't matter how long, how fast, just to walk every day. And so find an exercise that you can do and don't overdo it right now. If you've been sedentary for a couple of months, start slow, start easy, kind of start revving your engine instead of going full throttle. Number seven, use positive future language. Like when we get out of this, not just focus on the positive. And in fact, if I could eliminate a few phrases from our vocabulary now, I certainly would. I've eliminated many already, so I'm not even going to say them out loud, but I bet you have a few you'd like to eliminate. So eliminate those and replace them when we get out of this. The eighth recommendation is to find a serenity retreat at home for stressful moments. Don't just reserve that serenity retreat for your morning meditation. Find a place that you can go be by yourself for a minute when you need to grapple with a stressful moment. Number nine, read an inspirational book. It was recommended to me to read The Giver of Stars, and a few years ago, I read The Magic Strings of Frankie Presto and recommended to everyone. I probably one of my most enjoyed books that I've ever read in my life. And of course, my book Superpowers Activated is available on Amazon, and it's more of a journal, a action journal, so that you can recognize your own strengths and take actions to make them your superpowers. Play. Number 10 is play. Find ways to play. Here in our neighborhood, as we have sheltered in place for the last couple of months, there have been opportunities to play with the children in the neighborhood. Now, I'm a grandmother and I have not been near my families and my grandchildren in a couple of months. But the children in the neighborhood go for walks, and we've had bear hunts. So I dug up my little beanie baby bears and stuck them in the windows so the children could find them. We've had Easter egg hunts. I found some felt pieces and made Easter eggs and put them in the windows. So, and even for yourself, I have some ideas for how to play. We had a Zoom bingo meeting with my son and his family in Tucson and my daughter and her family here in Georgia. So don't forget to play. Now the next 20, and you see you get a bonus at 21. Laugh, 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 laugh. Find a comedy show that you like and or you know or laugh at the people on Tiger King. Oh my gosh. Then or the next one, cry for those people on Tiger King. On the cry part, it's so, for me it's so cleansing when it happens. I'm not a big crier, I don't cry often, but I'll have to share with you. A few years ago, I um, I I was going through some surgeries, and the movie Inside Out was had come out on DVD, and I really like animated Disney movies. And so it has to be a really special occasion. My husband really does not like animated Disney movies. And so I said after my surgery, I wanted to just watch that movie and, thinking it was going to be kind of lighthearted and fun. And it was so deep and I cried through the whole thing. But after it was over, I felt so relieved. I cried for everything. And so uh, I hope you have the same cleansing experience when you have a good cry. 13 is clean up and show up. I attend a lot of Zoom meetings, as you probably do. And half of the people now don't have their cameras on because they're not cleaning up so they can show up. And this is not a judgment. We're not in the judgment zone here. It takes effort, it takes energy, it takes away our confidence when we don't. And at least it does for me. And I found myself doing the same thing, not doing my hair. In fact, I'm sporting the gray root trend and will for a little while now. I'm just not comfortable being that close to another individual who is being close to other individuals. Even though I know they're practicing good hygiene, I'm just not comfortable yet. And it doesn't matter what the government says, I have to do what's comfortable for me. And so I still have to clean up and show up in order to maintain my confidence, to maintain my spirit. And we love seeing you. Your friends and family need to see you. So clean up and show up for them. Number 14 is participate. Don't just clue into the Zoom. Don't just be a voyeur on social media. Participate in contests and fun things, and whether it's family or friends. And again, back to the guidelines: participate, but willingly participate in the fight by following health department and government safety guidelines. Create something new, create something you haven't done before. You don't even have to share it with anyone. Create it for yourself, but put on your I could do anything hat and just create. The other thing is communicate. When your friends and family, believe it or not, actually really need to hear from you now more than ever. So communicate with them and don't be afraid to share all of you with them. Depend. A friend of mine used to say, our friends are like a garden. You've got the inner garden, the outer garden, and so save those most vulnerable moments for the people in your inner garden who love and accept you and understand you no matter what, and then let the others know what's going on with you, but stay towards the positive side and reach out to them, because sometimes in those outer gardens they're hurting more than you, and uh, who sometimes people who are hurt other people. So protect yourself a little bit while you do that communication. Help. Is there something you can do that helps someone else? I've always believed that when we help someone else, it gets outside of ourselves. And a couple of things that I've participated in, back up here to participation, were helpful things. One is there's a food drive in our county for people in the hospitality industry. So I took a couple of canned goods over, and then I took pictures to post on social media. The other help A group of us in our neighborhood wanted to let some of our neighbors who maybe didn't feel comfortable going out in the public. When we were out doing our grocery shopping or going to the drugstore, we offered to pick things up for them. And several of us were able to help our neighbors. Whatever little thing you do, it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be big gestures. Just little things. Show gratitude. And I know I said that already, didn't I? Be grateful, show gratitude. I can't say that enough. People need to hear they're appreciated. We thrive on what unfortunately sometimes, but we thrive on what other people uh, show us and tell us and give us. And so show a gratitude every opportunity that you get. So something really simple to like feel in control is clean out a drawer, clean out a closet, clean out the garage. 20 is plant a flower. And of all of the recommendations on here, that's the one that I always get the most comments on. And I should have put some pictures of my flowers in this video. If you follow me on social media, if you follow me on Debbie Donaldson Realtor on Facebook, you'll see pictures of my flowers. And the last, and that kind of bonus one, is acknowledge the light in others. Is there something about another person that you appreciate? Is there a light that they shine that you admire? Acknowledge that light. Let them know that you noticed. Thank you so much for joining me on this. And I will add a last page to this, I think, with contact information so that you can get hold of me if I can figure out how to add this to the video. I've done this impromptu on a little program called Loom, and truly appreciate you watching. Thank you for being here. Be healthy, be safe.